Hello everyone, welcome to another week in our garden. Now it's a beautiful sunny day, 13 degrees. It's just like a spring morning instead of an autumn morning. Now this week we've got one or two jobs to do, because in the next week or so I'm going to start the holly rings, so I need to get all my little jobs done before I start on the holly rings. They will take quite a bit of time. Now the first job I want to do is I want to prune back the grapevine. Now the leaves are more or less full on, there's only odd bits left, but majority's gone, so I'm going to prune it back to 2 buds, and then it might take a bit of weight off, because if you remember I'm going to realign it so it's higher out the way more. The other thing, I want to show you how to clean my tools. It's another little job needs doing, but I shall start it today. But it's a job you can do through the winter, but make sure it's all done, and then they're all ready for spring when we start again. And the other thing I want to do, I want to make a Besom broom. Now a Besom, or witch's broom if you like, they're excellent for sweeping the leaves up on the lawn. I do have one, but I'll show you how I make them. Okay, I do have an electric leaf blower, but the beauty of the Besom broom, not only does it sweep the leaves up, but you can actually use it for dispersing the worm casts as well. They're very good brushes for your lawn. Okay, let's get this vine pruned a little bit. So I'm just going to prune this bunch here just to show you how I'm going to do it. I prune back to 2 buds, remember. So we just got any dead wood, obviously we'll take out as well. So I'm going to drop them and then I'll clean them up. So there's always a bud at the bottom, so we'll cut that one off there. Take this dead off. That one's fine, bit of dead there, look. Good sharp secateurs you want with these, don't forget. 1, 2, so it's right down there. So we want it to look something like that when we're finished. Piece of dead wood there, so let's take that off, look. You can see it's dead, there's nothing there. Another one there. Now if you see here, there's 1 bud, 2 buds, so we'll cut there. Likewise here, there's 1 bud there, 1 bud there, so we'll cut there. We'll just show you, look, just like that. Then 1, 2, and take that one. Take that one there, look, 1, 2 again. Here, there's 1 bud at the back and 1 bud there, so we're literally going to cut it there. It looks quite harsh, but it's fine. If you just move those leaves, you've got 1 there, 1 there, look, so let's take that. And then same again there. And then this one, we've got 1 at the back and 1 down there, so we'll cut off there. You see? Now, as you can see here, the vine is starting to grow on top of the shed, and it's a bit of a mess here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to prune it and then do some heavy pruning. So 1, 2 there, look, so let's take that off. 1, 2, let's take that off. Same again, look. Take all the dead bits off as well while we're here. Now this one, don't you see, it goes straight onto the shed and it's rubbing on the shed now. So I'm literally going to take it off just here. Just there, look. There you go. And then here, 1, 2 again. If you see, there's 1 underneath and 1 there, so I'm literally going to cut there. Same again. There's 1 on the back, 1 on the front there. Now this piece is tending to grow onto the shed again, so I shall follow it back and I'm going to cut it here. Cut it right back there, look. There you go. Remember, all this has been taken off and then relaid on the new frame, so I'm not too particular about it wobbling. Here's a classic look. There's one bud there and one bud there, so we'll cut off just there. Same again with this one. This is where I've been putting pieces of bamboo in it all through the summer to support those grapes, and now they all want coming off. Same with that one. Look. And as you can see, that looks a lot tidier for the winter. I'll take this one off while I'm here. There's one bud at the bottom, one bud there. Take that. This is a dead piece, so we'll take that. And then we'll work slowly through the whole lot. That one, there, there. That's how I'm going to do my last prune of the grape before winter. The whole lot will be down to nice tight buds. Where it's growing into the sheds, I should trim back hard. And then over the next few weeks, I should put a new top on this with timbers and then lift it up to the timbers so it's nice and out the way, so it's not brushing on my head all summer. Now that's how I like to prune my grape. Get it done, get it shut down, if you like, ready for winter. Perfectly hardy, it'll be fine. The other thing we need to do is clean some of these tools. Always a job to do at this time of year, or leave it till the winter if you like, when it's a bit cold and wet and you can go in the shed and clean your tools up ready. I tend to do mine as I finish with each tool, and I clean them, oil them down and put them away. But normally, if it's nice weather like this, I'm fetching them out again to use them again. What I use is some wire wool, a tissue for the vegetable oil, and a cloth for the linseed. That's the linseed oil I use, and that's the vegetable oil. We actually got that from the supermarket. Okay, I use the boiled linseed because I find the raw linseed does tend to get a bit sticky. All I do is I take the wire wool and I clean the shaft. This usually takes all the dirt and the ground in muck that's on it from your hands and from the use through the summer. You'll find that after doing it for a few years, I've had this quite a while now, it keeps this sheen on it all the time while you're using it, and it makes it nice to use. All the way up to the top, and then round and round at the top, and then back again on the other side. Yeah, it really does. A bit of wire wool really does clean the wood. And then the head of the rake, I do the same with the wire wool, just rub it round. It's just getting the dirt off. I do clean them every time I use them, but if there's a little bit of surface rust as well, the wire wool will take it off. Okay. No need to really polish it, that'll do nicely. Then get the soft cloth and a little bit of linseed on it. If you want to look after your tools and make them last, this is the best way to do it. Bit of linseed on it, not too much. I just pop the lid on in case I tip it over while I'm doing it. There you are, a little bit on the cloth, look. And if you can see it straight away, enhancing that timber. It really does look nice when it's been done. Then over the top, and then back again on the other side. There you are, look. rub it well in, especially around the bottom. There you go. So that's the wooden shaft done, and now I do the head, if you like, the rake head. Now with using vegetable oil, try not to put too much on, because it will, if you put too much on, it does go mildewy, so you just want a little. That's why I tend to use a tissue, because it soaks into the tissue. Right, and then, oops, spilt some there. Up and down and into the teeth, just like that. Look. It's only a small rake, so it'll not take long. That's that side done. And then wipe some of the surplus off with the tissue. And then round the top like that. Look. Spin it over, same again. And then, oops, then along the back, just to make sure that's all done. And then again, get the tissue and take some of it off. You don't need all that off. There you go, that's the rake done, ready for storing. I just pop that there for a moment, and I'll show you how I do the trusty old fork. Although this will still be used in the next few days, I'm desperately trying to get my digging done while the good weather's with us. But I'll show you what I'll do anyway. This is how it was put away last time, which was yesterday. Now if you see, there's some little bits of rust that's appearing just overnight, so we need to rub that with the Y ball. Get all that off. And then bottom, turn it over. This is the tool I use most in the garden, is the fork. The fork and the hoe. I don't have a lot of tools. The best garden tools you can have are these. So we'll do the shaft again. Look. It's been done a few times over the years. As you can see, it's really shiny and polished. And then the T-handle, same. There you go. And then front of the teeth. And same as before. I'll just show you this one, then I'll show you the tools. So linseed oil for the timber. As you can see, that looks superb. Just turn it over. There you go. Undo the handle. That's that finished. Then we'll do the steel bit with the vegetable oil. We use vegetable oil, don't use engine oil or anything like that. Vegetable oil comes from plants. It will stop it from tarnishing and rusting. But with it being vegetable oil, you can use it in amongst your vegetables, where you wouldn't really want to tip engine oil on it or a heavy oil. This just does the job nice, as long as you don't put too much on. Some people do theirs with linseed on the steel as well, but I find it goes sticky if you put it on the steel as well. This is a lot better. And just turn that over and take the thick off. Look. And there you are. That's ready for putting away for the winter. Now that's what I do to the tools before I put them away for winter. Now this is the first time for many years I've actually been able to do this in the sunshine in November. It seems wrong, but it's beautiful weather. I'm enjoying it. I am getting on with the jobs because of the warm weather, so let's not knock it, let's do it. I'll lay these out and show you them done. Now there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the tools to do. I'm not doing the spade because I'll probably be using it this afternoon. Some of them are very old, but they keep going, and if I keep looking after them, I know I can always rely on them. Now while I'm doing the tools, I also do the brush handles. Always look after the brush handles. Linseed on them, at least they'll protect them from the weather while they're outside. Okay. Another little job I do, I collect all my canes, I clean them, and I put them in bunches of 10, put string around them and stand them in the shed ready for use. It's a little job you can actually do on a wet day, that is. Get all your canes together, give them a clean and get them tied up in 10. I put mine in 10, you can put yours in any numbers you want, but they store better like that as well. Now don't forget there's all those old pots you've been looking after that want cleaning as well. If they're nice and dry on a day like this, you can soon brush them out, and you can put a little bit of bleach in some water and just dip them and let them dry, and then put those into storage. Or again, wait till it's winter and do them in your sheds. Okay. Right, the other thing I want to show you this week is how to make a Besom broom for sweeping the leaves off the lawn and the worm casts. Excellent lawn brush. Now we always make the Besom broom out of birch. Now we're quite lucky because we've got a birch growing in the garden, so I was able to get some. If you do get some birch from anywhere, make sure you get permission before you start cutting branches down. Okay, just the twiggy branches from the ends, as you can see. Let me get one out to show you. That's what we're after, just the twiggy branches at the end. Birch is excellent for this job, and it stays quite supple for a long time. So what we'll do, we'll take a good handful of this, but before we do that, I'll just tell you that it's also very good for when you're doing your peas, etc., and you need some twiggy branches to start your peas off. These are ideal because you can more or less weave them together if you want to make a good framework for your peas. So if you can get some, do get it. Try not to store it indoors or outdoors in the weather. It wants to be between the two. Under a lean-to, etc., would be ideal. So what I do, I take a good handful and then I tie them together. Now I've already started one here, look. And then we'll take them away. I take a good handful and I've just loosely tied them together to make it easier for us to work, and I've cut the ends level with the secateurs. Okay, so we'll tidy this bench now and then start with just this one bunch. There's the bunch that we're going to use. Now what you want to get this string out of the way, really tighten it up, twist it, push it, get it nice and neat. And then what I normally do, just for quickness, is just put some string on and then tie the string down just to keep it out of the way, because while we're working at the top we don't want all this all over the place. So it just makes working the broom easier. Okay, can you see what I do? Look, just go under. It's quite forgiving, the branches, so you can really pull them in. We'll put one more on and tie it off, and then we've got it. There you are, look. And we'll just loosely tie it so it's out the way and easier for us to work. Okay. Now that's going to make the broom head, so now we need to look at the handle. Now this is actually the branch that I cut off the tree. So all I've done, I've taken the branches off as neatly as possible, as long as there's nothing too sharp on the hand. And it's got a bend in it that gives it a bit of character, so I like that. And then I've just roughly sharpened the end up, skinned it, took the bark off, and then just roughed it with the back of a saw. Okay, now the idea is we're going to put this into there, then we're going to tighten it up, and then we're going to push it in tighter so it all tightens up. Okay, so approximately the middle, look, can you see? About there, I think. And we're going to tie that now, wire that on. Okay, I use this galvanized wire. It's not expensive and it won't rust quite as fast as the plain steel wire. You can use plastic coated if you want. To get nice and green, one will be good. And then I double it, and then I start wrapping. Okay, now it has to be done quite tight. The idea is to really get it as tight as you can. Try not to pull too much that way because you'll split the wire. So if you go the same way as the wire rolling round, look, but keep pulling, keep working them. And keep pulling, yeah, until it's as tight as you can get it, and then pull back, and then over, well, then under and up, really pulling, get it nice and tight. Tight as you can. We will be putting a staple in as well when we've pushed that in, which will also tighten it. Right, and then when you're towards the end, we need to push one underneath. Push one under the other wire, look, and then get it so it pops out again like that. This is where I use the pliers, I can't grip very well. And again, same again till you've been around a couple of times. Fiddly, but possible. There you go, look. And then the other wire, and go the opposite way, yeah? So we go that way this time. Pull it tight, tight as you can. And through again. There we go. When you've been around a couple of times, then you can wind, twist the two together, look, like that. And then cut off quite long, because what we want to do then is tuck that back into there so it's not sticking out on you, yeah, like that. Now we do the same again just here. Okay, then when we've done that, we'll take this off with the secateurs nice and level, so we don't want all that much, we'll take half that. Let's get this on, I'll show you. So I'll just put this one on the side and then I'll get back to you, save a bit of time. There you are then, that's both the wires on. What I'm going to do now is just trim this back about 1.5 inches 2 inch, I don't know, but see about there, look, to make it easier for us to knock that shaft in. Just take it back. I've got the chickens wondering what's falling on them down here. This makes it nice and level, ready for, because we need to push that handle in a bit now, which actually tightens it all up as well. Yeah. So what to do now, if I can mind the chickens and the vine, what to do now is I tap the handle right in, which, because we tapered it, actually tightens the wires up as you go. Okay. That's that, look. So that's nice and tight now. Right, what I do now is I put one of these big staples across the wire and into this shaft, okay? Not right in, but just enough. It stops your head from slipping and also tightens the wire again, okay? Put the other one in the opposite side there. And then just tap that in. To cover the wire up, if you wish, you can plait some of the birch. I soaked this and plaited it, it's quite pliable. And then you could actually put it round to cover the wires if you wish. Another way to do it, you can cut a bit of the bark off, soak it again, and then put that round like that as well. That's the way I've done jammers. I'll show you. I made jammer one. This is one I'm taking to jammers. What I should do, I should put this piece of bark on there as well, just to cover the wire up a little bit. You will need to put a galvanized nail in it though, but that will go on there as well, and then I'll pop that to her. We're going to see her on Tuesday, so I should pop this to her on Tuesday, so hopefully she'll be able to sweep her leaves up, put them in a bag for me. So back to our besom. Make sure it's nice and tight, and we don't need all this long tail on it, so we'll cut that level as well. About there, look, that's plenty. Because when we take this off, it will open up a little. So while you're not using it, while it's drying out, it's best just to put a piece of wire around it. But apart from that, it's perfectly alright to use. Let's take this off. Where should we go? There. Now we've cut the bottom, we can take this piece of string off and see what's going to look like and give it a trial run. It will open up a little bit as we use it, and it's nice and pliable and soft because we've only just cut it off the tree, but it does stiffen up quite a bit. They're actually better when they're dried out a little. Let's go and try it. Now there's quite a few leaves here from this contorted willow above us. There's the besom. It's got a nice bendy handle, and when you're using them, it's best to give them a slight twist as you brush, okay? You see? And it soon, as you can see, it soon gets your leaves off. There you are, look. See how it's opening up a little now? That's why as you finish you just put something around it, just hold it while it dries out a little, okay? Do have a go at making the broom. It's very, very good that you've made it yourself, and it's a lot more effective than my leaf blower, I can assure you, and a lot less noise. Now next week I'll be busy with the holly rings. We will show you again. This will be the third time that we've done it, but a lot of people haven't seen it, and you never know, I might just alter them a little. So that's my challenge for next week, is to get those holly rings done. Now I shall send them down to the village where they're having a coffee morning to raise funds for the village hall. That'll be my donation. I've got a chicken behind me crowing again, and another one over there crowing. Now that'll be it for this week. Hope you've enjoyed it. Many thanks for watching, and also thank you for subscribing. We do appreciate it. So hopefully we'll see you next week with the holly rings. Okay, bye now.